I have good news. And I'm actually going to talk about it this time, unlike in the previous video. So, I've already kind of told part of this story, so I'm not going to repeat that specific part, but I'm still going to kind of walk you through the entire story that led to me making this video. So, as you know, a few weeks ago, started cancer rehab. A result of that is me starting to work out again. The plan was to start immediately, but because I got a cold for like a week and a half and everything, I ended up having to delay that by approximately 2 weeks. So it's only, been a week about at this point since I started working out. Plus, I had to speak to my oncologist just to confirm, hey, can I start lifting weights again? And once he confirmed that that I could, that's when I began the process of, all right, let's go find some weights and buy the necessary equipment so I can do everything at home. Now, in the past, I had adjustable dumbbell sets, which I'm going to show you in a few minutes at the end of this video so you can kind of understand if you don't really know what I'm talking about. But it's basically dumbbell sets that you can adjust the weight to weigh anywhere between 10 and 90 pounds. I had a set exactly like that in the past. I loved it. The only reason I got rid of it is the same reason that I got rid of everything to travel a couple of years ago. But really loved them, and given my situation, the fact that it's better for me to work out at home than going to a gym and everything, and the fact that as I slowly rebuild muscle, obviously you get stronger, you need to lift heavier to keep building muscle. So I'm like, I don't want to have to deal with buying more weights and everything. I want to buy everything now, and that way I'll be good as things keep going. So by having these dumbbell sets that go from 10 pounds to 90 pounds, I'm good for a very long time. Like, it's going to be a long time before I get to the point where 90 pound per dumbbell, so 180 pounds total, is not enough for me to build muscle. Yes, there are certain exercises like deadlifts and squats and stuff like that where you tend to lift heavier, and there could be a slight limitation on that front. But given the grand scheme of things, my goal is not to get ripped and shredded. Yes, once, I heal from this entire thing and I can focus really on my health, I want to get back to my old physique. But right now, really not a focus. Right now, it's just rebuilding muscle, functional muscle, regaining weight, being healthy, making sure my body is the best equipped that it can be to fight the cancer. So, anyway, all that to say, I knew exactly what I was looking for. I knew I needed two things. One, that dumbbell set I just spoke about, and two, a workout bench. So, first thing, start looking for the dumbbell set because I know some people will sell it with the bench. So, if maybe I can get kind of two at once, we'll see if I get lucky. So, the thing is, at this point, when you buy, the thing is that set. There's the main brand one of that big brand that is usually, well, that's the thing. Big brands aren't necessarily better quality, but there's always the perception that it's better quality, and as a result of that, they're able to charge more. So there's like this one big company that created this model and that sells it at a very high price because they're viewed as being that company that's like very good quality. And then there's a bunch of knockoffs that are, to be honest, exactly the same. And I mean that quite literally. I'm pretty sure they're all like created by the exact same manufacturer. And it's just the price you can sell it depends on the brand name you put on it. So anyway, all that to say, I knew the exact model I was looking for, and I knew approximately how much to pay because when you buy that new from the main brand that first developed it, it's about $1,000. So pretty pricey, and I don't really have the budget for that. But in the past, when I bought it, the set that I bought, I don't know, it was 10 years ago, something like that. I bought it used for about, I think it was $400. And the thing is, like, I think I sold it for like 500, something like that. So I actually made a profit off it after using it for like 7 or 8 years, something like that. So it's like, all right, I know it's good quality. I know what I'm looking for. I know approximately the price I'm looking to pay. So, you never know, the market varies from time to time. So I'm expecting to pay somewhere between 400 and 500 bucks. That's kind of what I'm hoping for. Ideally with the bench too. So start looking, look online as expected. When you buy weights online, it's usually very expensive just because of the weight and the shipping cost involved. So most of the time, when you buy weights, it's not worth buying online. There are a few exceptions every once in a while, but that's kind of a general rule. That's what I was expecting. Did a little research, and sure enough, that's pretty much what it confirmed. Other option would be something like Kijiji. If you're in the US, it's basically Craigslist for Canada. But it's not really been that popular for the last 10 years or so, pretty much since Facebook Marketplace came along. It kind of took over and just destroyed everything else. So I didn't even bother to check Kijiji. I just re-downloaded Facebook because I recently deleted all social media. And anyway, I needed to have the app on my phone so I could use the marketplace so I could look for the dumbbells. So anyway, re-downloaded that, start looking, find a few people selling them, reach out, and the price range that I was seeing was, well, it varied a lot, but obviously I'm going to shoot for the cheapest that I can find, because why pay more when you don't need to? So there's some that was like around 375, 400, sometimes up to 450, things like that. Downside is it didn't come with a bench, but I'm like, whatever, I can buy that separately, it's fine. So anyway, reach out to a couple different people, and that's when I had the interaction where I made a specific video about that worst business owner in the world, and he was just like super rude and everything, and I'm just like, wow, okay, hopefully not everyone is like that. Luckily, not everyone was. As with Facebook Marketplace, approximately half the people didn't respond, but that's usually how it works. Of the half who responded, one was that super rude guy. Another one was someone who I suspect is the exact same person, just with a different account, because after speaking to that person the second time and noticing like they seem to kind of have that same behavior as that first person, I went back and compared the pictures, and the pictures are exactly the same. So I'm pretty sure it's the same person. So I'm like, the first time I interacted with them, they were so rude. I do not want to deal with this person. Plus, there's a high likelihood that it is a scam. Even if it's not, I just don't want to encourage this person. So those two are out. And then there was another one which is a little more expensive. It was 400 bucks plus 30 bucks for the transport, because 180 pounds, I don't have a car. There's no way in hell I can go pick that up in my state and somehow bring that home in public transport. Like, that's just not happening. So anyway, reach out to to another guy who was very kind, responded very quickly. And when I was like, hey, do you mind just waiting a couple days? I'm waiting for everyone to respond so I can compare prices and get the best deal. He's like, nah, no worries, take your time. So it was super nice. So I ended up deciding to go with him after the other two interactions didn't end so well, and after the other people who I reached out to never responded back. So we decided to go with him, and he's like, yeah, okay, sure, I'll pass on Saturday. Like, sure, anytime before 8 p.m. is good. And he just never confirms a time, so I'm like, okay, he's probably going to pass by at some time, doesn't really matter, I'm here anyway. So I wait and wait and wait, and the guy just never shows up. So I'm like, all right, cool. 8 p.m., I'm tired, I'm going to bed. Next morning, I messaged him. I'm like, hey, what happened yesterday? You never stopped by. He's like, oh, sorry, I ended up having to work late, so I'll deliver it today instead. So I'm like, okay, cool. And I wait, and I wait, and I wait, and he never shows up once again. So I'm like, all right, he's kind of my only option at this point, but I don't like his behavior. It's like, you're trying to sell me something. why would I have to bend backwards when you're not respecting my time? And it's like, I get if something comes up. If you're supposed to pass by today and something comes up and you message me saying, hey, sorry, something came up, I won't be able to make it today, can we reschedule? That's fine, I completely understand. Ignore me and just don't even bother to let me know why you're not stopping by? That I find very, very rude. So I'm like, I don't really want to do business with this person, but they're also kind of my only options. So let me try to, once again, go on Facebook Marketplace and try to see if there's any other sellers. So that's what I did. Ended up finding a couple, reached out to one who was selling them actually new for same price as the other guy who, or the two other guys who are probably the same person who were probably trying to scam me. So it's like 375 new, and I'm like, hey, do you offer delivery? If so, how much? He's like, hey, if you buy directly from my website, you can get free shipping directly on that. Just use this code, and it'll give you the discount, and it's basically the same price that I'm selling it on the marketplace. So go on the website. It seems a little sketchy. It seems like it could either one be a scam, or two, it's just a new website that the guy has a physical business, and he's just setting up the website because there was a few pages like the contact page or information page or return policy stuff like that like were blank and like just said like coming soon. So I'm like, it seems a little sketchy, but at the same time, it's like I've built online businesses in the past. I know there's a certain period where you have to kind of set everything up. So I'm like, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to assume that's what the case is and just give him a chance. Plus, it's a very good deal. They're new, shipping's and like included, and I'm paying through PayPal, which is a secure platform. Plus, I'm paying with my credit card, which means that if for some reason this is a scam, well, I can just reach out to my bank and be like, hey, this person scammed me. They sold me this product, they never delivered it, and then I can get a refund from them. It's something like this has happened in the past, and I know I was able to get a refund, so I'm like, all right, I'm not too worried. There's still a chance it could be a scam, but it seems mostly legit. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. Plus, the guy was super nice, super interactive. When I went on the website and used the code, the thing is the price was higher, and I'm like, why is it higher? I thought you said it'd be the same. So he's like, oh, let me just check on my end, and he like adjusted the price and everything so the price matched. And once again, I'm like, it feels a little sketchy. But at the same time, I get it. If he's just setting up the website and, maybe I'm his first customer online, maybe he didn't consider like, oh, the taxes and because of that, the price changes and things like that. So I'm like, let's just give it a shot. So go ahead, place the order. Ended up costing 370, well, basically 380 bucks. So go ahead, place the order, guys. Like, yep, receive the order. Sends me a screenshot of the order he received. He's like, you'll get it probably tomorrow or the day after. You'll get an email once it ships with more information on when you will receive it and so on and so forth. So I'm like, all right, so far so good. So I wait, and the next day I receive the email saying, hey, your product has shipped. This is the estimated delivery time, and here's the tracking information, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, so far so good. So I wait, and they're supposed to deliver it on Wednesday. And the thing is, Wednesday I have an appointment with my neurologist, or sorry, neurosurgeon. They don't like it if you call him a neurologist when they're in a neurosurgeon. At least that's what I've been told. So there was a period of a couple hours where I wasn't there. And of course, that is the moment when they choose to deliver it. So as I'm waiting to speak to my neurosurgeon, I get two emails saying your packages were delivered with the picture showing like, here's the package in the entrance, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, all right, cool. Glance at the pictures. Everything looks good. Yeah, I'm like, cool. I'll have them when I get home. I guess it wasn't a scam after all. So, speak to the doctor, do what I gotta do. Get home, expecting to find the packages there, and there's nothing. I'm like, okay. I guess someone could have stolen it, but it's like, Each of the two boxes weighs 90 pounds, 180 pounds each. I'm pretty sure that the type of people to steal packages would not go through the trouble of carrying 180 pounds. Plus, like, you know, it's hidden. It's not like they left it on the porch on the street. It's like inside the building in front of my door. And I've never had an issue with packages being stolen or anything like that in the past. I'm like, it seems unlikely that someone would sell it. So I go back to the emails, check the confirmation pictures that they sent, and I'm like, wait, that is not my apartment. There's carpet in this picture. There is no carpet in the entrance of my building. So either to deliver in the wrong place, or this is a scam and they just took a picture and they just send that picture all the time to everyone. And people just kind of do like I did and just be like, glance at the picture and like, oh, it was delivered, cool. And then just assume that someone stole it. And, that might be the scam. But I'm like, it seems kind of weird. So I reach out to the guy, once again, responds very quickly. He's like, I don't know what happened. The shipping service is always, I've never had an issue with them in the past. They've always been very good. Let me look into it. I'll check with them. I'll get back to you as soon as I have an answer. So, I wait. And day goes by and still nothing. And at this point, I start to worry, but I'm like, hey, I bought it online. I'm kind of covered through my bank. If there's an issue, well, first of all, I can ask for a refund. Maybe he'll just give it to me. And if not, then I can go to the bank and begin the whole process. But, let's give this a couple of days to work itself out. Who knows? Maybe it's legit. So the following day, so it was supposed to be delivered on Wednesday, probably like in the morning at some point, early afternoon. And it was delivered, but clearly at the wrong place, or clearly it was a scam and never delivered. Whatever the case is, it was not delivered. And then Thursday night, around, I don't know, maybe like 7 o'clock at night, something like that, there's a knock on my door. I'm like, okay, who is that? I go answer, and it's the delivery service. Turns out, I don't know how you do that, because the address is literally written on the box. But they delivered it to the wrong address, and I'm assuming whoever they delivered it to saw the name on the box, saw the address. They're like, okay, this is not mine. Because it was so heavy, they couldn't just kind of like, I don't know exactly where it was delivered by mistake. Like, if it's a couple houses over, like, most people would be like, oh, let me just go and bring it and like knock on their door. It's like, hey, I got this, it's yours. But, 180 pounds, I get that they wouldn't do that. So I'm assuming they called the company came back, picked it up, and then came to the correct address this time and delivered it. So I finally got the weight. So good news is, turns out it was not a scam. Bad news is, it was really freaking heavy. And at this point, I've lost so much muscle mass that it's like, even if we were two, so I was helping the delivery driver carry it in one box at a time. So 90 pounds basically split two ways, so 45 pounds each, well, the equivalent of 45 pounds each. But going up the stairs, my legs could barely handle it. So it was just a reminder of like, yeah, I really need this. I definitely need to rebuild my muscle. But I finally have the weights. And the other part of the story that I kind of overlooked until now is the bench. Since it didn't come with a bench, I looked on Facebook Marketplace once again for a workout bench, and the cheapest that I could find was like 150 bucks. And they were like very crappy benches. There was even some that were like 200-300 bucks for like super crappy workout benches that like you would buy at Walmart that seemed like super flimsy and they would like snap after a couple uses. And I'm just like, I feel like it should be way cheaper. So I go on Amazon, I look, and I literally found like a super sturdy, super great quality, ton of great reviews workout bench for 100 bucks. So it's like, okay, you ship it to my door, it's brand new, it's really good quality, and it only costs 100 bucks? why are all these idiots on Facebook Marketplace trying to sell their benches for like 100, 2, 3, 4, 500 bucks? I don't know. I don't get it. But I'm like, hey, cool. I'm buying it online, so ordered it. In fact, received it a couple days before the dumbbells. But anyway, let me just show you. So here are the dumbbells. So as you can tell, like you can adjust it here between anywhere between 10 and 90 pounds. I kind of have to like press down, so it's hard to do with one hand. But anyway, you can adjust anywhere between 10 and 90 pounds for this. And here is a workout bench. So you can do decline, flat bench, or incline. So overall, for everything, it cost me, I think, $495 with taxes for the bench and buying the dumbbells. So basically $500, and everything is brand new. So given what I have, I'm very, very satisfied with the price. And I know if ever I do end up needing to sell it, I can sell it and get at least all my money back and probably make a profit. So even though it was kind of a hectic, sometimes very frustrating, sometimes a little worrisome journey, I finally have everything that I need, and it all worked out for the best. So yeah, quite a story to get here, and I was not expecting this video to be this long, over 20 minutes. Wow, that's been a while since I made a 20-minute video. But anyway, good news is I have everything I need. Starting on Monday, I'm going to start working out with the weights. I am going to take things slow. I'm going to go back to what I used to do before when I was working out, which is focus on one, muscle group per day. So, and do 5 workouts per week, each one focusing on a different muscle group. Week 1, I'm going to do 1 set of every exercise. Week 2, 2 sets. Week 3, and so on. 3 sets. That way my body can kind of get used to it. The last thing I want to do is overwhelm it. Already yesterday, when I carried the dumbbells up with the guy, and when I took them out of the box and just tested everything to make sure everything worked, just that workout nearly destroyed me. Like I was like sore after that. And today I'm just like, yeah, today I'm taking a break. I'm not working out, not even with the bands. I'm just gonna take it easy. And then next week we'll start with the weights. So I'm being very careful and cautious when it comes to this. Last thing I want to do is hurt myself, because given the situation, that would definitely not be good. So yeah, everything worked out in the end, but it was quite a journey to get here. And I kind of apologize for the long video. I was not expecting it to be so long. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And yeah, that's it. Talk to you tomorrow.